up, guys? In the truck today. What I need to do is actually take these strips off, but these screws in here are actually rusted out and they're pretty solid. So I'm just gonna cut these off. Cut the screws off. I'll need to take these black things off too. These black guards on the beams. So let's get started. That didn't work. Battery just died. I have more charging. It's gonna be harder than it looks. I finished the templates for the insulation. So you can see I have the polyiso down. This side over here has the sound absorbent material under it. I'm waiting for another box so I can put it on this side, but I still wanted to get the templates done. So essentially, you know, they fit pretty well. I'll cover the gaps with tape, with reflective tape. But essentially, I have the pretty much the full truck done. And there's a panel here. I'm not really sure what this is yet. It might be to brake lines as well as electricity for the brake lights or anything like that. So I'm gonna find out what that is for sure. But I figured it'd be smart to leave it open. And so what I'll do is, after the plywood underlayment and vinyl floor go on, I'll make sure they all have this cutout right here, and I'll create a panel that kind of both insulates this area but also covers it, and it looks nice. So that'll be all covered, but I wanted to make sure that it was there. Next order of business is to wait for the sound absorbing material to put it on that side over there, and then I need to get these black plastic straps off the wall. I need to get these down, but they're held on by grommets or rivets, so I'm gonna need to cut those with the metal saw. So yeah, we are still in the floor installation phase, and I might start building out the bed just to get it going. Stay tuned. It's pretty dark here. I just finished laying the last main piece of plywood over the insulation, and nothing is sealed down yet. So that's actually the shower basin that's I just put there. Anyway, I got it laid down, over the insulation. So basically the templates for the plywood are done. Still have that panel marked out. You guys can see it's pretty clean. Anyway, have it marked out. Last part is this last little area in the back. So I'll do that. I have one more piece of plywood and one more piece of insulation foam. But it looks pretty good. I'm happy with it. And tomorrow I should get the sound deadening material. And that will allow me to put it on this floor behind me. So once I get that, I'll put it down. I'll secure the insulation. I'll secure the plywood. And what I'm gonna do is, you guys can see these X's. I'll put screws down through the floor of the van. And I'm using, they're called T-bolts or T-nuts. Basically, they create a flush threading. It's like a threaded bolt that you can put flush with the plywood, and you can drill from underneath the van. I saw a few YouTubers do that with their vans, and I thought that was pretty good because it saves the having to drill down in the wood far enough for the bolt head. So instead, you use these T-nuts, and you basically hammer them down into the wood. You drill a hole, hammer them down into the wood, and they're flush. And then you just drill up from the bottom. So I'll basically go under the truck tomorrow or Tuesday and drill these holes. Anyway, yeah, we're making progress. Long day. Happy with it. I'd love to get to these walls. Here's the truck, guys. I was under my truck screwing in the bolts, and I laid my head back. I felt something sharp. It hurt. I thought I laid my head on some metal or something, and I turned around and there was something black crawling in the grass. I don't know what got me. There's some dirt mounds right here though. I don't know what these are.
Like if it was black, not yellow.
This is what got me, guys. It was crawling around in the grass. I'm just thankful it's not a spider and that it didn't get in my blood and my heart didn't stop. Yeah, it must have been dying or something. All right, so it wasn't a spider. I'm thankful for that. I was worried about the venom. I don't have health insurance. I didn't want to go to the doctors, none of that. It turns out it was a wasp. So I guess it was dying, but I moved my truck and just did some searching, started hitting the grass, and I saw a wasp kind of crawl out onto one of my plywood boards, and rest in peace to the wasp. My head hurts a little bit. It's a little swollen back here, and there's like a pulsating. It's a little sore to the touch, but there's some pulsating pain. Business as usual. Keep working. I managed to use the grinder, angle grinder, to get these bolts down. I did a pretty good job. However, what I'm worried about is the sparks coming from the grinder. As you can see in the video, there's a lot of spark activity, and prolonged, I don't want anything to catch fire or burn or anything like that. So I'm gonna go to town and figure out what I need to get to kind of protect the wood while I'm grinding, if I can, or if I just need to like grind periodically, so not persistent in cutting the bolt all the way through in one pass, but kind of like cutting and then stopping, cutting and stopping, cutting and stopping. It might take a long time. The other alternative is to get bolts that are the right length, but I don't know if I can find the bolts that I need. Would be 1 and 1/4 inch bolts. So I will go look for those in town today. I really want to drive the truck to town, but I think my car is just a bit more efficient right now to do the back and forth. So I'll try and find bolts, and if I find bolts, then I'll just unscrew everything that I've done in the floor. I mean, the holes are set, the T-nuts are there, so it'd be a matter of just switching out the bolts for the new ones, and that may be the easier option too. So I'll do that now, and then I'll come back here. However, I wanted to show you guys. All right, so a quick update with the truck. I actually went into town and I got some 1 and 1/2 inch bolts that seemed to be perfect. So I took all the 2 1/2 bolts out, and I replaced them with this with the help of my mom. And there's basically like, I don't know, like 1/8 of an inch showing. So I just took the grinder and grinded, basically cut the bolt end off, which was super easy. Better than cutting through an entire bolt. It's easier to grind like a tip of the bolt. So that's what she said. And yeah, it seemed to work. So the floor is done, guys. Like the subfloor is done for the most part. Yeah, I mean, yeah, subfloor is done actually.